I'm from Pawasel. Samusminya Mako.
Chia Bia Medin Ane Ecosia from Canada, and I may pesa me casafa atrocities bia a Kosovo South Africa are your friend Xenophobia. As many of you are show TV so social media no, and some be Kosovo South Africa. In fact, a hajin in South Africa. A war bloody history for years. Brofophobia di one so. English folk can be Dutch folk can be the Kikahu. Amudi almost so no more cow more share. Papi Eddie one hoyal. Nipa bebre and so echo a bit mao. Many native Africans in the diaspora. Abrofofo omomoye musicians, people that cared about human rights. Ebi tonyum, ebi mo ye concert, ebi mo raise sika, ebi mo lobby wo UN, ebi mo put political pressure on their own home governments. Say ebi free Nelson Mandela, one of the most beloved African heroes. Bebre around the world empathize with South Africans. Bebre ebwa support you in various ways. There were times that Mr. Mandela was being shielded in various African countries, including many in West Africa and across the continent. Mandela fia wakwaye penokrachen. Many African countries those days supported Mandela and black South Africans in their struggle for the dismantling of the apartheid regime. Now, Ebane saying since South Africa achieved majority rule, now dismantle apartheid, where people dismantled racism against South Africans on their own land. Segregation on their own land. Now, man for a dismantle a ban is saying, South Africa has turned on Africans. South Africa are turning on its own. They didn't turn on the whites. They didn't turn on Nipa omuye different colors. Nipa omuye different nationalities other than African nationals. Omona South Africa for chiwo. They burned their businesses. They burned their apartments. They burned them and their family in a store. It to me at the time, a share African con. They burned them alive. At times, Krana mo the dog. A jina hona so yes apparently, like a mad dog not descended on you. The Abisana said, what happened? A South Africa for Subang and asked a DNA Baumu for them to turn on fellow Africans. Sani we ebimo go beyond xenophobia, and some people call it Afrophobia. That's what some scholars call it. And it's saying South Africa hates its own. Xenophobia, xeno. Say stranger, the otherness, the foreignness. And a phobia, fear of. Essentially, xenophobia is defined as the dislike or prejudice against people from foreign land. Their customs, their religion, their ways of life, yet kromano etime. Yet the extreme fear and dislike According to Cambridge Dictionary, xenophobia is extreme dislike and fear of foreigners. It is also defined by the Collins Dictionary as the strong and unreasonable dislike and fear of foreigners, okay? Because they are just ahohofo. Generally, in xenophobia, most places was Sasubano, including Ghana for you know, be why che 1 or 2 Nigerians say you hear Ghanaians, Nigeria for Nigeria for money, dear Bonnie, we are singing as if say before Nigerians can afford the bonnet. China for we parade them. China for any kitten and this and that. It's like we magnify Bonia a for na because we think we're better. Yeah, normally your mom was xenophobia, officer how no the problem biaba. No, your friend is xenophobia. Sierra Leone for refugees back Ghana for attributes. Bonnie, BC area wana more. The Ivorian refugees more. They should leave. Xenophobia no binono. The extreme form and you know was South Africa hono. South Africa the end of the ase yabruso. Anything for years, for many years, South Africa has exhibited chronic and extreme form of this xenophobia. They have a history of it. In fact, some people actually trace it to South Africa prior to black majority rule no crown. Not or more exhibited that behavior be anything somewhere between 1984 and until the end of the Mozambican war and day around 1982. No? Apparently, Mozambique for because South Africa somewhere between 50 and 350,000. Because of the war, no, they were in need of international protection. Those days, a white majority rule. They almost settled with black neighborhoods. No. Apparently, many of these people, Mozambicans, refugees, here help. They could have been traumatized and all that. Some of them just settled bimo Bantustan. Now you try saying you settle bimo so Leboa. Leboa how crowd there be before no say Mozambique for no now. Enti ayedi bimo skosi Ganzen Kulu. Hono dear ye momot na ho na mumu abi before no say nkrofo yi ehwehwe help bia na equipment or resources ye ma won omo tna other places to say Bantustan no so and also no bibia discrimination against these people. In the 1990s during the Congolese war no, many of the people Congolese crossed the border illegally during almost civil war no, especially between 1993 and in 1997. These people, many of them were denied because of xenophobic attitudes and they were denied of access to healthcare. Refugees could have been traumatized, they could have mental health issues or all kinds of illnesses. But before no I say access to healthcare. So essentially, prior to black majority rule na apartheid war, na before South Africa for exhibited discrimination and violence against these migrants. In fact, many South Africans or Southern African countries, Mozambique, Malawians, and Zambia, no, they face all kinds of discrimination against and at all kinds of attacks. Between 2000 and 2008, 67 people died because of xenophobic attacks. In May 2008, 62. Between 2000 and 2008, 67 people died. In May 2008, at least 62 people died, 21 of whom were South African natives. In 2015, Zulu Kimbia, a friend, Goodwill Dwelethini, Ekoka say a before no unpack it, they should go. They should pack up and go home. So comment in chino. Xenophobic attacks people happen here, so many people also died or were attacked there. Just say foreigners were attacked in so many ways. South Africa, a Pew Research, research be to examine say South Africa for a yomusubai and I say more attitudes towards foreigners. In fact, a study in 2008 find they say 62% of South Africans migrants, especially African migrants, say, Omono ebe burden almost such as a problem. They are burden in the society. They blame them They blame them for poor social services to say omo be fa money omo be fa omo social services. Another 61% of South Africans in this Pew Research find they say immigrants are responsible for crimes. Between 2010 and 2017, immigrants in South Africa increased maybe somewhere around 2 million to 4 million. There is a research group here from SAMP. As a matter of fact, I've worked research project before as a research associate. This SAMP, which is Southern African Migration Project, there was an office here in Canada at Queen's University. Research group we have a measure South Africa or more xenophobic attitude. I find it out say, in fact, in the Southern African Development Community Group, it is a ECOWAS equivalent in Southern Africa. SAMP FID says among all these other Southern African countries, South Africa has exhibited the most xenophobic attitudes towards migrants, particularly Africans. This study in fact found that 21% of South Africa for the umbenyanka yema foreigners kram. Another 64% who say umbenyanka are restricted the flow or influx of people. The restrictions are torn as to who comes into their country. This put together more than 80% of South Africans wanting some form of strict restriction or nobody entering their country at all. Compared with 10% of Botswana or Namibia, which are even much smaller country. In 2004, research group BNA from Center for the Study of Violence and Reconciliation find out say 87% of Johannesburg police officers believe the so-called undocumented migrants are responsible for committing crimes, even though there is no statistical evidence to substantiate the police in the say Bonnie will be migrants or money in even though there's no evidence to support this. Police attitudes. In fact, in general, migrants are very vulnerable to abuse, violence, and extortion from police. In 2007, Burundian refugee advocate Tibia Efrono, the Nusiviv M. Nkaku, reported to South African Home Affairs Minister Bise, migrants, in fact, cannot even rely on South African police for protection because police to me mistreat you, steal from them, and we said they possess or deal drugs. In fact, Human Rights Watch, which is an international NGO, find out to say in 1998, Malawians and Zimbabweans and some Mozambicans in Alexandria were physically assaulted for several weeks. Also in 1995 by armed gangs. Almost shared chase these foreigners at the Omoko police station under the banner of they wanted to clean up Omo township of these foreigners. Under campaign be Omo friend Buye Lekaya is mere like people should go back to their home to cleanse people. In this campaign, now South Africa for a blame other African migrants for all kinds of crimes, any unemployment, sexual violence, yarea. Blame almost African for chronic yarea baho. What you say? September 1998, Mozambican national bini two Senegalese of South Africa phobia no more call rally no more campaign say foreigners should get out of their country because they're responsible for crimes, any spread of HIV. These people that are just returning from this rally, Etosa Senegalese and Mozambicans from a moving train. What you say? Enti saa subaina e was South Africa for so to say mo bufu pe no makoto share before no more also. In 2000, for example, 7 foreigners were killed in Cape Flats. In the period of 5-day period. Before no stores and all kinds of things. In 2001, Zimbabwean settlement be near from Zamporit. Residents were given 10 days to leave the place. Now say when they didn't leave, they were forcibly evicted from the place. Omo dan omo team sharks omo team were looted and burned down. Wow, with the locals blaming these innocent people, say omo aji omo adwuma. What you say? They blame them for all kinds of things, for crimes, for everything. So acquiring a whole pattern of behavior whereby South Africa for it is believed, say, just a more problem be they just go and turn to foreigners, even in the place where it's predominantly South Africans, where crimes are already prevalent. In late 2005 and early 2006, 4 foreigners, 2 of which were Zimbabweans, in the place called Oliven Hornbush, a settlement. Just a foreigners, again they were blamed for local nibi death. Asemi ba ube no biaka and now Nigeria fonya and a fako see her in this recent episode see. From what I understand, you blaming Nigerians, many more Nigerians have died. What you say? Nigerian nationals, say hundreds of them are reported to have been killed according to Nigerian governments in the last couple of years. In May of 2015, 44-year-old Nigerian was killed in Pretoria in a manhunt. It is unclear as to what he did. What you say? A man for Bebre accused South Africa of complacency. In fact, Tama South Africans when a majority rule, Nanka ANC na botai and some be creating what is called social cohesion projects pia kebedin kambo mubeba. It is what they fail to recognize, and it's a say na black majority a bufu sembi a debomumu. What you say? In fact, many people are so outraged that South Africa's Subai Weno are creating a lot of resentment towards the country, especially the recent one, a Shasia. It is said to have started in a place called Brits. Now, Adia woman say many people are appalled by this because among 4 PNTS there are so many people that are so appalled that they've condemned it. Celebrities be or more boycotted, more pop stars, soccer players be Air Tanzania was suspended. Niger, for example, recalling the ambassador. Soccer teams we have boycotted South Africa a play. Zambia and Madagascar. I imagine said they won't send their teams there for certain games. Certain countries such as Ethiopia, Monsono or Motu Monkrofofo are calling on South African government to do something. What you say? Malawi up to Nkrofofo Manfobi from Zambia so are demonstrating. South Africa for a BP sasa na DNT de bia omodi omubu fupe na omokwo abibifo so the amanfo hu ne say politicians and community leaders na ne causes anioma no. What you say they've done it by their complacency to say yenkaushe and access a toda kro mokra na insight or more inability to provide services for the people, to bridge the gap between the poor and the regulars, is particularly to improve living conditions of the black. Almost service delivery are poor. Unemployment among these South African blacks are poor. What you say? In fact, it is reported that South African unemployment among South African blacks is 29%. Essentially, we Nipamians among the blacks now, at least one of them out of 3 are unemployed. And because of this unequal society disparity, which is before they are unemployed, they are illiterate, they have too many problems, because of that, and no scapegoat foreigners, black Africans, because almost on a talk down businesses. So it's like, how dare you? In fact, one of the says politicians, as I mentioned before, say influence because of the fact that they failed to provide services for Nkrofo. You say election season, but no has started to give certain utterances, which in themselves, it was subtleness. In other words, or more indirectly or directly, sort of blame the Africans. What you say, election rhetoric. So, Numa was more improve your Nkrofo life for Muntumin. It is a more better ba and I say Nkrofo in order to divert or deflect a buffon free one son. Na omo shedaka bibi afa other blacks no for the fact so omo ambegu enka omo betumi kanya ne so omo ne adwuma no. So then the people send their anger. So the politicians, the community leaders scapegoating Crawford. So they're no more to wash almost. Then their businesses, almost dealership, almost stores. Let us say yes, you know. In recent cases, those of you who are monitoring, which will say South African politicians, nankasa, comments don't help. In fact, South Africa has deliberately avoided the word xenophobia. What you say? They use things like criminal elements and no omo use say in fact these are criminals omo attacking Crawford. What you say? Whereby a man for engine because people think it's because of their inactions and no more utterances in there incited violence against these blacks. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa recently say condemning attacks and reminded and the fellow South Africans is say a struggle against apartheid, Africa for boy in this past April. But in fact, a man fulfill say the comment was not as serious or it didn't go far enough. People actually dismissed it as an April Fool joke. People criticized saying the comment should have gone ahead to condemn it. People think South Africa for prosecute your man called Mojai. So the American said the idea say Nigeria for Nema South Africa it is false. Because overwhelmingly in South Africa, as we know for years, they've demonstrated say black Africans nothing, blaming them for every problem, for diseases to crimes, even in a way where it is not statistically supported. In fact, they have attacked all kinds of people, Ethiopians and Somalians, almost. What you say? Until there is no significant data supporting Sanyo. In fact, people that run car dealership shops sometimes are just unprovoked. Na attack you. Sometimes they're just defending themselves. Now, as I'm to say, before I say this, one of the outrageous ways being almost even police. One deputy police be a friend Bongani in Konge. For example, Yazoka say claiming say foreigners abeje ni kura boso na hina obekwa obehu say 80% of the people not South Africans are German for kura boso. In other words, Opacha say ni kura is dominated by 80% foreigners, which is false. In fact, the overall South African population of 58 million, it is estimated, say, at best or at most, foreigners in general are just about 4 to 5 million, if not less. It is totally unfounded. In general, what I'm particularly concerned about, and I said, the silence. Overall, besides countries here or any celebrities here more protesting, it is just Ethiopian embassy and our caution the citizens to avoid those places, to avoid these criminals, and also not to wear expensive clothing. So, Nigeria are condemning. Nigeria commend the people of Nigerian National Association of Students who protested, who have demonstrated and also called on economic boycott, particularly for South African businesses such as MTN, ShopRite, DSTV, Stanbic. Other embassies in Swahili, President Buhari, in fact, recently met with Ramaphosa. Former presidential candidate Obi Nzekwesilini also condemn it and expect Nigerian government to be stronger and condemn it more and take very firm actions against South Africa. Now, Adeba say the rest of the people have been quiet. I keep on wondering, say, when would Africa unite for a good purpose? Now, the oil silent one is the EU. As a continent, and until a solution when there's a crisis other than having a foreigner intervene, and I say coming and coming it doesn't matter. Because they are lot for and most of the time BB Cressy we say Ghana phobic kahwana. And to say Ghana ni Somali near not just a Mayan kahwasem. And Nigeria near not just a Mayan kahwasem. I say Nigeria Nina ye Nigeria near or dealership Wakobot ne Bosia. In one case almost in Papana Kobobusia 100,000 or more at the Akotok house. Yakwashenekeke because wakamu. You see shops being looted, property being destroyed in a way any panin provoke you. There are times where they burn people alive in their own shops without any provocation because of mbofu, because of government and provided services at home. Na same pono so being poor di bonia. Why I was said never so you did tie a shan and burning and alive. Is that right? Is that justified? Into South Africa, due process ni wana. South Africa, in fact, has one of the most established legal system, if not the most established legal system in Africa. South Africa is a superpower. It's one of the most advanced countries. It's the strongest economy in Africa. I just say it's a nipa di bona no bruni di bona ebeshe now. And do you realize they're not attacking other foreigners? It wasn't Brits. It wasn't Abrofono Mundi or Muslim, it wasn't Australians, it's not Asians, it's typically other Africans. Because someone na almost here now more bomb what they are almost all. And why are the rest of us silent? Because on yemi busiani, because on free me crum, we are all and why do we before? Why do we hate ourselves? I did an audio a couple of weeks ago. Because a younger before we hate each other. We destroy each other. Sometimes it'll be a bibunia. The more they are like with you, the more they are nasty towards you. The more they destroy. Wouldn't if free chromono honor or be destroy even more? What is it about us? Why do we hate our own? Who say for they have differences, but who saw machetes, but why are we like that? Why are we before like that? We talk a lot. Abrofo are intervening. Abrofo are exporting something to us. But we can't even stand united as a continent to fight evil. We can't address our own inner evil. The PIA and say evil no external. We are papa, but being the external evil are betray. Where is the African Union? Where are the rest of the African leaders? Can we do something? Can we tell South Africa something? Where are our civil society groups? Are they supporting Nigerians? Or we won't say anything because it's not us. We need to speak up and condemn this atrocious act. It is not nice because it is a stain on all of us blacks. And famous we are Ghanaian. Oh, there they go again, the Africans killing each other. They perpetuate racism. We need to stop these kind of inner evil on our continent, within ourselves, the self-destruction. Say no to xenophobia in South Africa. Support in any way you can. Speak up. AU needs to do the right thing. They need to sanction or figure out a mechanism against South Africa so this will stop. They need to speak to South African politicians, South African community leaders. South Africa may have to be isolated in order to learn. They have their nationals in other countries. They have their businesses in other countries. They benefit from the African people. That must stop. Medin ene akusia. And I must say for listening. Everyone take care of yourself.
Yeah,